Billy grew up in small town Nevada. Didn't really know much of anything, but the town consisted of a local bank, local post office, couple banks, and a church. He grew up in this church all of his life until he hit about teenage years. And at school, he used to try to impress people, but always failed. And later in life, in his upper teens, he met a group of people that seemed to like him, seemed to be the cool kids. They smoked and got him introduced to a couple of harder drugs, alcohol, to marijuana, and then eventually meth. He just wanted to fit in, but these drugs seemed to portray a picture of him to escape the little small town in Nevada. As Billy grew up, he attended college, flunked most of his courses because he was always chasing after this substance and alcohol and the next fix that he had because his body was now dependent upon it. This led to crime because he would do almost anything to get his next fix, from robbing his family members to stealing from his family members to even going around to local businesses and trying to get what he could from his friends 10 years ago. As you could imagine, this didn't really work out well for Billy. He small claims court to facing life in prison as he grew older into his mid to late 20s. And soon he was riddled with regret, and soon he was faced with jail time for a number of years. And sitting in a bunk and just kind of racing run forth on his life decisions, he knew that something needed to change. This was his absolute life, could be life imprisonment if he didn't change his way and his direction in life. He just had a court case that afternoon, and as the judge slammed the ballot, he heard about a mission that could accept him in exchange for jail time. And this time he wasn't really fond of being in jail for the next 5 years, but he decided to take this mission, give a chance. It was hard. It was the more they learned, it would completely change and rewire his thinking, which is what he wanted to do for himself, not his family, not to prove anyone, but he was at his direct low bottom. When he entered in the doors of this mission, he noticed friendly faces and a whole lot of people that just were not into a lot of popularity, were not into chauvinism or not into anything. They were speaking about Jesus and how he had worked in their life. He thought it was just a game, but hey, anything from prison. And so he took this mission seriously. It was hard work. It was a discipleship mission that he had month in, month out. But soon he began to notice a change inside his heart. No longer did he long for his next fix. No longer did he long to steal or to lie. There was something different in these people's life. So imagine this on a grand scale. Not only in Oklahoma, not only in America, but on globally. There were hundreds of thousands of Billies, hundreds of thousands of Jills, hundreds of thousands of grandparents, parents, to teens that their life just looked like Billy. Hopeless, afraid, shivering in prison cells, shivering on homelessness in the streets, on the avenues of despair, facing life not only in jail, but maybe life trapped in a world full of regret and hopelessness. This is the mission called Adult and Teen Challenge, started in the 50s by David Wilkerson, who heard the call of God. Excuse me, this is live, no editing. Heard the word of God to go and preach the news of the gospel to drug addicts and gang members in New York City. As he did, God blessed David Wilkerson in his life and soon started up this mission called Teen Challenge, which went into Adult and Teen Challenge. David went off to be known for the father of the Christian rehabilitation around the world. It quickly spread into Europe, into Africa, into a global mission, taking on the outcasts, the ex-cons, the people that were just regarded as your typical blue-collar worker. But really, God didn't forget them. God didn't. And not only Teen Challenge, but there are hundreds more ministries all around the world, as probably you know. But Teen Challenge has become a forefront. It's a popular ministry. And it made its way here in Oklahoma in the 80s. And one of the first was in Lawton, in Disney, which is in northeast Oklahoma. There's one in Chakotah, Oklahoma. The deep south of Oklahoma, there's one in Tulsa. There's one in Stillwater, which is a campus town, university town. So part of the curriculum that these students, we call them students of the gospel, when they come into Teen Challenge, is it's discipleship, but then also it's breaking free of addiction through the power of Jesus Christ. So every year we gather here. We've been doing this for several years. Every year we gather once a year as part of a summit and an event for people to come, play games, people to worship, people to grow in and know about the different programs under Teen Challenge throughout Oklahoma. This year we have a program coming from Kansas as well as Oklahoma to gather by the hundreds here. And no judgment, there's no fooling around, just a good time to come and relax. All week long, this next week, a good time to relax. So here over the next week, I'm going to be posting a couple of video clips as far as worship, as far as what we do. And literally when you talk to these people, talk to these ex-cons and people that have been forgotten, you can't, you would not be able to distinguish between the common man on the street versus a person that just escaped life in prison. As they grow hungry, and most of them don't make it, most of them prefer the life that they once knew. But as they take on this challenge, God works in their heart, resurrects them from the dead, literally. Homelessness, to robbery, to thieves, to people that don't really get a second chance all too often. But they come here and socialize and learn from each other. It's a 4-day work summit. Not work summit, it's a 4-day play summit, not work summit, but it's a discipleship, and we have speakers, we have worship. There's even talent show on the last day where everyone gets to play. What I mean by that is everyone gets to play is there's giftings, musicians, poets, songwriters, spoken word artists that get to participate in a fun, loving night on Wednesday night. So we are here in the middle of nowhere. I had to, hopefully I'm coming in through. The reception here is good, but I had to drive. I can see there's a long, I don't know if you can see that, but there is a long dirt road behind me. And to my right is the campground. You can see the rooftops of the buildings. This is right off the interstate, between the interstate and a turnpike. And here, in the middle of nowhere, clean air, fresh air, nature, cows. There's even a lake that people can go and walk alone with God. But here, there's, it's quite beautiful. No sound, no traffic noise, no airplanes rising with and above. So cell phone reception is quite poor. So I'm doing this live, no scripts, no nothing, just talking in front of the cell phone. and you might be able to see the camera phone kind of wiggling back and forth a little bit. But I had to climb a hill just to get to a good point where hopefully this is coming through. So this is Peter. Please like, subscribe, and follow what God's doing here over the next couple of days as I'm posting. You can actually go to teenchallengeofoklahoma.com. Okay, teenchallenge.com to learn more about our services as far as this mission. We hardly ever don't turn people away. Just through the intake process, and you're going to have to call. There's a inquire now on the header of our website, or you can call various sources and learn more about Teen Challenge on our website. You can actually follow us. We have a pretty active Facebook community. You can find that at OK Teen Challenge on Facebook, adultingteenchallenge.com. And call us at our regular business hours because we're putting hope within reach of everyone who struggles with addiction. And if you or someone that you love is struggling with this type of coping mechanism, please reach out and call us.